A human commander takes a blow for an alien princess. The people's lifelong tradition demands more. Commander Sarah Chen checked her weapon one more time as the shuttle approached the crystal city of Veltar. Through the viewing window, she could see towers that looked like giant diamonds reaching toward the purple sky. The buildings caught the light from 3 suns and threw rainbows across the landscape. Beautiful, is it not? Princess Zerilyn asked from the seat beside her. Sarah turned to look at the alien princess. Zerilyn's skin was like clear glass, showing soft blue and green colors that moved underneath. Her large silver eyes held ancient wisdom, even though she looked young. She wore flowing robes that seemed to be made of liquid starlight. Very beautiful, Your Highness, Sarah replied. But beauty can hide danger, Princess smiled. You humans worry so much. Today is meant for peace talks, not war. Sarah had been chosen to lead this diplomatic mission because of her clean record and calm nature. She had fought in many battles, but she was also good at talking through problems. The Earth government wanted to make friends with the Veltari people. Their crystal technology could help humans travel faster between stars. Commander called Lieutenant Roberts from the pilot seat. We're landing in 5 minutes. Copy that, Sarah said. She looked at her team of 6 soldiers. Remember, we're guests here. Keep your weapons ready, but not obvious. Watch everything, but don't stare. These people can read emotions through skin color changes. The shuttle touched down on a platform made of smooth crystal. Outside, hundreds of Veltari people waited to greet them. Their skin colors shifted like living rainbows. As they felt excited and curious about the human visitors, Sarah stepped out first, her boots clicking on the crystal surface. She wore her best dress uniform with her commander stripes, clearly showing. Behind her, Princess Zerilyn emerged, and the crowd's skin colors became brighter with joy.
Welcome.
2 Veltar, said a tall figure approaching them. This was High Counselor Drimwin, the princess's uncle. His skin showed deep purple patterns of respect. We are honored by your visit, Commander Chen. Honor is ours, Sarah replied with a small bow. She had studied Veltari customs for months. The group walked through the city streets toward the great hall where the peace talks would happen. Veltari children ran alongside them, their skins sparkling with excitement. Sarah noticed her soldiers staying alert while also enjoying the friendly welcome. The great hall was massive, with walls made of clear crystal that showed the sky above. Hundreds of Veltari officials sat in circle-shaped rows around a central speaking area. Their skin colors created a beautiful pattern of blues, greens, and golds. The ceremony will begin soon, Princess Zerilyn explained to Sarah. We will share the traditional welcome feast. Long tables appeared, carried by Veltari servants. The food looked strange, but smelled wonderful. Sarah tried small amounts of everything, knowing this was important for diplomacy. Her soldiers did the same, though she could tell they were nervous. About the weird colors and shapes, Commander whispered Sergeant Martinez, one of her most trusted soldiers. Something feels wrong. Too many people in the back rows keep looking at us instead of the princess. Sarah looked around carefully. Martinez was right. While most Veltari were focused on Princess Zerilyn with happy skin colors, a group in the back showed darker patterns. Their skin had red and black swirls that Sarah remembered from her studies meant anger or hatred. Stay ready, she whispered back. High Counselor Drimwin stood to speak. Today we begin a new age of friendship. Between Veltar and Earth, Princess Zerilyn will now perform the ritual of open hearts. The princess walked to the center of the hall. She raised her hands, and her skin began to glow with soft white light. This was supposed to show trust and peaceful intentions. The crowd's skin colors became calm and happy. Then Sarah saw it. A figure in the back row pulled out a small device that definitely was not Veltari technology. It looked like a human energy weapon, but modified with crystal parts. Gun, Sarah shouted. Time seemed to slow down. The weapon fired a bright red beam straight at Princess Zerilyn. The princess was too busy with the ritual to see the danger coming. Sarah's training took over. Without thinking, Sarah threw herself forward. She crashed into the princess, pushing her aside just as the energy beam reached them. The blast hit Sarah in the chest instead of hitting the princess in the heart. pain exploded through Sarah's body. Her military armor absorbed most of the energy, but she could feel the heat burning through the protective layers. She hit the crystal floor hard, smoke rising from her uniform. Chaos erupted in the Great Hall. Veltari people screamed and their skin colors flashed in panic. Sarah's soldiers moved quickly, surrounding the princess and looking for more attackers. Lieutenant Roberts tackled the shooter while Sergeant Martinez coordinated the team's defense. Princess Zerilyn knelt beside Sarah, her skin now showing deep silver patterns of shock and fear. "Commander, why did you do that?" Sarah tried to speak but could only cough. Her chest felt like it was on fire. She could taste blood in her mouth. Through blurry vision, she saw the princess's face above her, silver tears falling from those large eyes. "Medical team," someone shouted in English. Dr. Williams, the mission's medical officer, ran over with his emergency kit. "Stay with me, Commander," Dr. Williams said as he worked. "The armor took most of it, but you've got severe burns and possible internal damage." High Counselor Drimwin appeared, his skin showing urgent purple and gold patterns. "Our healers are coming. Crystal chambers can help repair the damage." Sarah tried to grab the princess's hand. "Are you safe?" she managed to whisper. "Yes, because of you," Zerilyn replied, her voice breaking. "But why? You barely know me. Why would you risk your life for mine?" Sarah smiled weakly. "Because... It was right." The princess stared at her with amazement. Around them, Veltari healers arrived with floating crystal beds and medical devices. As they carefully moved Sarah onto the healing platform, she saw something change in Princess Zerilyn's eyes. The princess's skin began showing colors Sarah had never seen before, deep golds mixed with silver and white. According to her cultural training, these colors meant something serious was happening, something that would change everything. As Sarah lost consciousness, she heard the princess whisper words in the Veltari language. She didn't understand them, but somehow she knew they would change both their lives forever. Part 2. The binding. Sarah woke up in a room that looked like the inside of a giant crystal. Soft blue light came from the walls themselves, and she could hear a gentle humming sound. Her chest still hurt, but the burning pain was gone. She tried to sit up and found she could move without too much trouble. "You are awake," said a familiar voice. Princess Zerilyn sat in a chair made of clear crystal near the bed. Her skin showed soft green and gold patterns that Sarah's cultural training told her meant relief and worry mixed together. "Was I unconscious?" Sarah asked, looking around the strange room. "3 days," the princess replied. "Our crystal healing chambers fixed most of the damage, but your human body needed time to recover." Sarah noticed something different about the princess. She seemed nervous, and her skin colors kept changing quickly between different shades. "What's wrong? Did they catch all the attackers?" "Yes, the attackers are caught," Zerilyn said. "But there is something else, something you do not understand about what happened." Dr. Williams entered the room carrying a medical scanner. "Commander, you're looking much better. Voltari healing technology is amazing. Your burns are completely healed, and the internal damage is fixed." "Good to hear, Doc," Sarah said. "When can I get back to work?" Dr. Williams looked uncomfortable. "There's a situation. Lieutenant Roberts is handling security for now. But the diplomatic talks have stopped because of complications." Sarah sat up straighter. "What kind of complications?" Princess Zerilyn stood up, her skin now showing deep purple patterns. "Commander Chen, I must explain something about my people's ancient laws. When someone saves another person's life, by risking their own life, we call this a life loan." "Okay," Sarah said slowly. "That sounds like a nice way to say thank you." "It is more than that," the princess continued. "According to our oldest traditions, when someone gives you back your life belongs to them until the debt is repaid." Sarah blinked. "Sorry, what?" Dr. Williams cleared his throat. "Commander, I've been studying their laws for the past 3 days. Serious. By their customs, Princess Zerilyn's life now belongs to you because you saved her." "That's ridiculous," Sarah said. "I was just doing my job." Princess Zerilyn's skin flashed with silver patterns of sadness. "You do not understand. In Veltari society, we are all connected through telepathic links. I am not just a princess. I am part of the collective consciousness that guides our people. My thoughts help shape decisions for millions of Elteri. Sarah was starting to understand why everyone looked worried. And now, your people think I control you. Yes, Zarelyn whispered, and they are very upset about it. Summoned by their conversation, High Counselor Drimwin entered the room. His skin showed angry red and black patterns. Behind him came 3 other Veltari officials, all displaying similar dark colors. Commander Chen, Drimwin said in a cold voice, we need to discuss this situation immediately. I'm listening, Sarah said, sitting up straighter, despite the remaining soreness in her chest. Our princess is bound to you by the lifelong law, one of the other officials said. This has never happened with an alien before. It is causing great confusion among our people. Drimwin stepped forward. You must understand, Commander. Princess Zarelyn's mind is connected to our collective consciousness. Through her, we share thoughts, feelings, and decisions. But now she is bound to serve you, an outsider. Looked at Princess Zarelyn, who was staring at the floor. Her skin had turned a pale gray color that Sarah didn't recognize. What exactly does this lifelong thing mean? Sarah asked. It means Princess Zarelyn must serve you until the debt is repaid, another official explained. She must follow your orders. She must protect your life even if it means sacrificing her own. She cannot make important decisions without considering your wishes first. This is affecting our entire civilization, Drimwin continued. Through her telepathic connection, we can feel her conflict. It is disrupting our collective harmony. Sarah stood up, ignoring the small pain in her chest. Then let's fix this. I release her from any debt. I never wanted to own anyone's life. The Veltari officials looked at each other, their skin colors shifting to surprised yellow patterns. It is not that simple, Drimwin said. The life loan can only be ended in 2 ways. Either you must risk your life to save hers, making the debt equal, or ... or what? Sarah asked. Or you must take her life yourself, claiming what you saved, the official finished quietly. Sarah felt sick. Those are the only options, Princess. Zarelyn finally looked up. There might be a third way. If you formally accept the life loan and become my ... master, then I would serve you. But I could still function as princess. It would be strange, but possible. No, Sarah said firmly.
Ow, I won't be anyone's master.
That's not who humans are. The room fell silent. The Veltari official's skin colors showed deep confusion and frustration. Commander Drimwin said slowly, you must choose. Accept the princess as your servant, or kill her to end the debt. These are our laws. Your laws are wrong, Sarah said, her voice getting stronger. Where I come from, we don't own people. We don't force anyone to serve others. And we definitely don't solve problems by taking lives. Princess Zarelyn's skin suddenly showed bright gold patterns. She speaks of concepts we have never considered, she said to the officials. Through our brief telepathic contact during the healing, I sensed her thoughts. Humans have ideas about individual freedom that we do not understand. Individual freedom is dangerous, one official said. It breaks the collective harmony. Maybe, Sarah said, but it's also what made me save her life without expecting anything in return. Your collective harmony didn't produce someone willing to die for a stranger. My individual choice did. The Veltari officials looked shocked. Their skin colors flashed through rapid changes as they tried to process this idea. High Counselor. Drimwin stepped closer to Sarah. You're saying you will not follow our ancient laws? I'm saying your ancient laws need to change, Sarah replied. Just like mine did when we learned better ways to live.
Ah!
Princess Zarelyn moved to stand beside Sarah. Uncle, perhaps we should listen to her ideas before we demand she follow. Traditions she cannot understand. Drimwin's skin showed dark purple patterns of deep thought. This is unprecedented. The High Council must decide what to do. Until then, Princess Zarelyn remains bound by the life loan. As the officials left, Sarah turned to the princess. I'm going to find a way to fix this that doesn't involve anyone dying or becoming a slave. How? Zarelyn asked. No yet, Sarah admitted. But humans are good at solving impossible problems. The princess's skin showed faint silver patterns of hope. I am beginning to understand why you saved my life. The next morning, Sarah woke up to find Princess Zeralin sleeping in a chair beside her bed. The princess's skin showed pale blue patterns of exhaustion, and she looked uncomfortable in the crystal chair. Your Highness, Sarah said quietly. Why are you here? Zeralin opened her silver eyes and stretched. The lifelone law requires me to stay close to you. I cannot be more than 50 steps away unless you give me permission. Sarah felt frustrated. This is insane. You're a princess, not my babysitter. According to my people's laws, I am now your property, Zeralin said sadly. Till the debt is resolved, I must follow you everywhere. Dr. Williams entered the room with Lieutenant Roberts. Both men looked tired and worried. Commander, Roberts said, we have a problem. The Veltari High Council met all night. They're demanding an answer about the life loan situation within 24 hours. And if I don't give them an answer they like? Sarah asked. They'll cancel all peace talks and order us to leave Veltar immediately, Dr. Williams replied. The Earth government is not happy. They really want this alliance. Sarah stood up and walked to the crystal window. Outside she could see Veltari. People gathering in the streets. Their skin colors showed angry reds and confused yellows. What are they so upset about? She asked. Princess Zeralin joined her at the window. They can feel my confusion through our telepathic connection. When I am uncertain or troubled, it affects thousands of other Veltari. They sense that something is wrong, but they do not understand what. So your personal problems become everyone's. Problems? Yes, Zeralin said. That is why individual freedom is dangerous to us. One person's strong emotions can disrupt the entire collective. Lieutenant Roberts stepped forward. Commander, there's something else. Our security scans found 3 more modified weapons hidden around the city. Someone is planning another attack. Sarah turned around quickly. The same type of weapon used on the princess? Yes, Roberts confirmed. Human energy weapons modified with Veltari crystal technology. Whoever made these knows both our technologies very well. It's impossible, Zeralin said, her skin flashing with silver surprise patterns. Only our top scientists understand crystal technology well enough to modify alien weapons. Sarah's mind started working. And only Earth military personnel would have access to our energy weapons. Someone from both sides is working together. Dr. Williams looked confused. But why would anyone want to stop the peace talks? Good question, Sarah said. Princess, I need to investigate this. Can you help me without breaking your people's laws? Zeralin's skin showed thoughtful purple patterns. The lifelone law actually requires me to help protect you. If someone is trying to hurt you, I must assist in stopping them. Then let's get started, Sarah said. An hour later, Sarah and Zeralin walked through the Crystal City streets. Lieutenant Roberts and 2 other soldiers followed at a distance. For security, Veltari people stared at them with curious and worried expressions, their skin colors changing as they passed. They have never seen a human and Veltari working together like this, Zeralin explained. It is very strange, too. Then they visited the scene where the first attack happened. Sarah examined the area carefully while Zeralin used her telepathic abilities to sense any remaining emotional traces. There were definitely 2 different groups here, Zeralin said, her eyes closed in concentration. I can feel anger from Veltari minds, but also determination from thoughts that feel ... different, alien. Human thoughts? Sarah asked. Yes, I think so. But the emotions are wrong. These humans felt hatred for both our peoples. They moved to where the hidden weapons had been found. Sarah noticed something interesting about the locations. At this, she said, showing Zeralin a map on her tablet. All these hiding spots have perfect views of the Great Hall. They're also positioned near escape routes that only someone familiar with the city would know. You are right, Zeralin said, studying the map. These locations require knowledge of our underground tunnel system. Very few Veltari know these passages. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the ground beneath their feet. Smoke rose from a building 2 blocks away. That's the human embassy building, Lieutenant Roberts shouted into his radio. All units respond to the embassy. Sarah and her team ran toward the smoke. Princess Zerilyn stayed right beside her, as required by the lifelong law. When they reached the embassy, they found the front entrance destroyed and several people injured. Ambassador Harrison, the lead Earth diplomat, limped out of the building with the help of his assistant. "Commander Chen," he called out, "thank goodness you're safe. They were asking about you specifically." "Who was asking about me?" Sarah demanded. "The attackers," Harrison replied, wincing from a cut on his forehead. "Before they set off the bomb, they demanded to know where you were staying. When we wouldn't tell them, they said something about finishing what they started." Princess Zerilyn's skin showed deep red patterns of alarm. "They are targeting you specifically, not just trying to stop the peace talks." Sarah felt a chill. "But why?" "I'm just one commander," Zerilyn said slowly. "You represent something dangerous to whoever is behind this. You proved that humans will sacrifice themselves for aliens without expecting anything in return. That idea threatens their plans." Dr. Williams joined them, carrying his medical kit to help the injured. "Commander, I've been thinking about what you said earlier. What if someone wants both our peoples to distrust each other?" "Explain," Sarah said. "If humans appear selfish and aliens appear unreasonable, then both sides will refuse to work together. But if they see us cooperating and respecting each other, it ruins their plan," Sarah finished. "Princess, who on your world would benefit?" "From failed peace talks," Zerilyn thought carefully. "There is a group called the Pure Thought Movement. They believe contact with alien minds will contaminate our collective consciousness. They want Veltar to remain isolated forever." "And on Earth," Lieutenant Roberts added, "there are several military contractors who make huge profits from conflict. Peace would be bad for their business." Sarah looked at the damaged embassy building, then at Princess Zerilyn. "So we have Veltari extremists working with human war profiteers?" "That would explain the modified weapons," Zerilyn said. "Each group provides what the other needs." Another explosion echoed from across the city. This time, it came from the direction of the Veltari government buildings. "They're attacking both sides," Sarah realized. "It's trying to make it look like we're attacking each other." Princess Zerilyn grabbed Sarah's arm. "We must stop them. If the High Council believes humans are attacking our capital, they will declare war immediately. Then we better move fast," Sarah said. "Can you contact your uncle telepathically?" "Yes, but—" Zerilyn hesitated. "If I open my mind to reach him, I will also be open to you because of our bond. You might see thoughts and memories that are private." Sarah looked at the smoke rising from both attack sites. "Princess, right now, stopping a war is more important than privacy." "Do what you need to do," Zerilyn nodded and closed her eyes. Her skin began to glow with soft white light. Suddenly, Sarah felt a strange sensation in her mind, like someone gently touching her thoughts. Through Zerilyn's telepathic connection, Sarah could suddenly sense the confusion and fear of thousands of Veltari people. She could feel high Counselor Drimwin is growing anger in his preparations to order an attack on the human ships. "We're running out of time," Sarah said urgently.
But
"Your uncle is about to make a very bad decision." Through Princess Zerilyn's telepathic connection, Sarah could feel the growing panic in the Veltari collective consciousness. Thousands of alien minds were filled with fear and anger after the explosions. The sensation was overwhelming. "Can feel them preparing for war," Zerilyn said, her eyes still closed and glowing. "My uncle believes the humans are attacking us. He is gathering the military council." "How long do we have?" Sarah asked urgently. "Minutes, not ours," the princess replied. "Wait, sense something else. There's a third attack planned. A big one." Sarah felt a chill through their mental connection. "Where?" Zerilyn's skin suddenly turned completely white with shock. "The grand crystal at the center of our city. It powers our entire civilization. If it is destroyed, your whole city dies," Sarah finished. "And there is more," Zerilyn continued, her voice shaking. "I can sense human thoughts, planning something terrible for your people too." "What?" "To destroy your command ship in orbit at the same time." Sarah grabbed her radio. "Roberts, get me a connection to the ship immediately." While Roberts worked on the communication link, Sarah turned back to Zerilyn. "Can you sense where these thoughts are coming from. The human thoughts are somewhere underground, but I cannot locate them exactly. Human minds are hard for me to read clearly, and the Veltari conspirators are in the old temple district. But Sarah... Zarelyn opened her eyes and looked directly at her. There are too many of them, and they are in different locations. We cannot stop both attacks with just our small team. Lieutenant Roberts managed to establish contact with their ship. Captain Williams's voice crackled through the radio. Commander Chen, thank goodness. We've detected unusual energy readings. From the planet, is everything all right down there? Captain, you need to raise shields and prepare for attack, Sarah said quickly. There's a conspiracy trying to start a war between us and the Veltari. They're planning to destroy your ship. What? How do you know this? Long story, sir. Just trust me and get ready for incoming threats. Sarah turned back to Princess Zarelyn. We need to split up to stop both attacks, but we don't have enough people. There might be a way, Zarelyn said slowly, but you will not like it. Tell me. I could create a stronger telepathic link between us. If you allow me into your mind completely, I could coordinate both defense efforts through you. You would command your people while I guide mine, but we would be thinking together. Sarah hesitated. The idea of someone else in her mind felt terrifying. What are the risks? For me, very little. Zarelyn looked worried. Human minds are not designed for telepathic connections. It could cause permanent damage. And you would experience all my thoughts and emotions while I experience yours. There would be no privacy, no secrets between us. Another explosion shook the ground, closer this time. Commander Roberts called out, "We just lost contact with the patrol team near the Crystal District. Something big is happening there." Sarah made her decision. "Princess, do it. Create the link. Are you certain?"
Once I enter your mind,
"I will know everything about you."
your fears, your memories, your feelings about the situation.
"And you'll know that I trust you completely," Sarah replied. "Because I do." Zarelyn nodded and placed her hands on either side of Sarah's head. Her skin began to glow brighter than before. This may hurt at first. The moment their minds connected fully, Sarah felt like lightning was running through her brain. But then the pain faded, and suddenly she was experiencing two sets of thoughts at the same time. Through Zarelyn's perspective, she could sense the location of every Veltari conspirator in the city. She could feel their plans, their hatred, and their determination to destroy the human alliance. But she could also sense thousands of innocent Veltari who had no idea what was happening. At the same time, Zarelyn was seeing Sarah's memories, her training, her battles, her deep belief that all thinking beings deserved freedom and respect. The princess felt Sarah's tactical knowledge and military experience flowing into her. "Own mind? Amazing," Zarelyn whispered, though Sarah wasn't sure if the princess had spoken out loud or just thought it. "You have so much strength and determination. You truly do not want to control me." "Now you understand why I couldn't accept your lifelong traditions," Sarah replied, though she also wasn't sure if she was speaking or thinking. Together, their merged consciousness could see the entire conspiracy clearly. The Veltari extremists had planted a massive crystal bomb in the tunnels beneath the Grand Crystal. The human war profiteers had hidden an orbital strike weapon that would fire at the Earth command ship, making it look like the Veltari had attacked first. Brilliant and evil, Sarah thought. Both attacks happened simultaneously. Your people think we attacked them, and my people think you attacked us. It's perfect for starting a war. But now we can stop both, Zarelyn replied through their connection. I will guide the Veltari security forces to the crystal bomb, while you coordinate your soldiers to find the orbital weapon.
Oh.
Their shared mind immediately began planning to coordinated operations. Sarah's tactical training combined with Zarelyn's knowledge of the city and telepathic abilities created a strategy neither could have developed alone. "Robert," Sarah called out, her voice sounding different because she was speaking with Zarelyn's guidance. Take Alpha Team to the underground maintenance tunnels beneath the spaceport. There's a hidden orbital weapon there. How do you know? That commander? The princess can sense it telepathically. Trust me. While Roberts organized the human team, Zarelyn used their connection to contact loyal Veltari security forces telepathically. Through Sarah's mind, she could communicate with them more clearly than ever before. This is incredible, Zerilyn thought to Sarah. Your mind makes my telepathic abilities stronger. I can reach farther and think more clearly. And you're telepathic. Senses make my tactical planning much more accurate, Sarah replied. I can see the entire battlefield through your abilities. Together, they watched both operations unfold. Roberts and his team located the hidden orbital weapon just as it was powering up to fire. The Veltari security forces found the crystal bomb with only minutes to spare. But their enemies had planned for interference. Sarah Zerilyn thought urgently, both teams are walking into traps. The conspirators expected us to find the weapons. They have backup plans. Then we better be ready for them, Sarah replied. Through their shared consciousness, they could see armed conspirators, moving to defend both locations. The real battle was about to begin. Are you ready for this? Zerilyn asked through their mental link. With you helping me think, and me helping you fight? Sarah replied. Let's show them what humans and Veltari can do when we work together. Their merged mind began coordinating the most complex operation either of their species had ever attempted. The future of both civilizations depended on their success. Part 5. True Understanding Through Their Shared Consciousness. Sarah and Princess Zerilyn watched both battles unfold at the same time. It felt like watching two movies while thinking for different thoughts. But somehow their merged mind made it all clear. Roberts, you have 6 hostiles approaching from the east tunnel, Sarah said into her radio, though the information came through Zerilyn's telepathic sensing. At the same time, Zerilyn was telepathically guiding Veltari security chief Krelvin. 3 Veltari conspirators are moving toward the crystal chamber. They have backup detonation devices. This is amazing. Roberts' voice crackled through the radio. Commander, how are you seeing through walls? Long story, Lieutenant. Just trust the intel and keep moving. In the underground tunnels beneath the spaceport, Roberts and his team carefully approached the hidden orbital weapon. The device was massive, a human military cannon modified with Veltari. Crystal amplifiers that could punch through their ships. Shields. Meanwhile, across the city, Chief Krelvin's forces surrounded the grand crystal chamber where Veltari extremists had planted enough explosives to destroy the city's power source. Through their telepathic link, Sarah felt Zerilyn's worry. Both groups of conspirators are more dangerous than we thought. The humans have military training, and the Veltari no secret passages we do not. Then we use what they don't expect, Sarah replied through their connection. Human unpredictability and Veltari telepathic coordination working together.
Ow.
Their shared mind quickly developed a new strategy. Instead of direct attacks, they would use confusion and misdirection. Roberts, I need you to make noise in the north tunnel while approaching from the south, Sarah instructed. And Chief Krelvin, she continued, using Zerilyn's telepathic voice, have your people create false mental signals to confuse the conspirators' telepathic senses. The plan worked perfectly. The human conspirators, hearing sounds from the north, moved their defenses in the wrong direction. Roberts and his team slipped through the southern approach and reached the orbital weapon. Commander, we found it, Roberts reported. But there's a problem. The firing sequence has already started. This thing is going to shoot at our ship in 3 minutes. At the same time, the Veltari security forces used their telepathic abilities to create mental noise. That confused the extremists. Chief Krelvin's team reached the crystal bomb, but they also found a problem. Princess Krelvin's thoughts reached them. The device is protected by a human-made code lock. You cannot disable it. Sarah and Zerilyn, emerged consciousness, saw the solution immediately. Roberts, the orbital weapon, has Veltari crystal components. Princess Zerilyn can overload them telepathically through our connection, Sarah said. And Chief Krelvin, the human code lock can be bypassed using Commander Chen's military access codes through our link, Zerilyn added telepathically. What happened next had never occurred in the history of either civilization. Sarah shared her military access codes through the telepathic link, while Zerilyn focused her crystal manipulation abilities through Sarah's tactical precision. Their minds worked as one, controlling both operations simultaneously. The orbital weapons crystal amplifiers overloaded and shut down just as it was about to fire. The crystal bomb's human code lock accepted Sarah's authorization, and began its shutdown sequence. But the conspirators had one final trap. Both groups are setting off backup explosives. Sarah and Zerilyn realized together. They'd rather destroy everything than let the Alliance succeed. In the underground tunnels, human war profiteers activated charges that would collapse the tunnels and bury the evidence. In the crystal chamber, Veltari extremists triggered secondary bombs that would crack the Grand Crystal even if they couldn't destroy it completely. This was when their merged consciousness achieved something neither species thought possible. Sarah's training in emergency battlefield responses, combined with Zerilyn's telepathic connection to the Veltari collective mind, together they reached out to every person in both locations, human soldiers and Veltari security forces alike. "Everyone, move now," Sarah shouted through both radio and telepathic channels simultaneously. Their shared mind guided every person's movements with perfect coordination. Human soldiers who couldn't normally hear telepathic commands suddenly knew exactly where to go. Veltari security forces who had never worked with human tactical precision moved with military efficiency. Roberts and his team escaped the collapsing tunnel just as tons of rock crashed down where they had been standing. Chief Krelvin's forces evacuated the crystal chamber seconds before the backup bombs exploded, causing damage but not the complete destruction the extremists wanted. When the dust settled, both threats had been stopped. The orbital weapon was destroyed, the crystal bomb was defused, and both groups of conspirators were captured. But more importantly, something else had happened. During the emergency evacuation, dozens of humans and Veltari had briefly shared the same telepathic tactical awareness that Sarah and Zerilyn were experiencing. For a few crucial minutes, two species had thought as one. "Did you feel that?" Captain Williams asked over the radio from orbit. For a moment there, it was like I could sense exactly where everyone was, even the Veltari. Chief Krelvin's telepathic voice was full of wonder. "Princess, I could think with human-style tactics. I understood their logical planning methods. It was ... enlightening." Sarah and Zerilyn gradually separated their consciousness, but something had permanently changed between them. They could still sense each other's thoughts and emotions, though not as strongly as during the full link. "Your people's way of thinking is not inferior," Zerilyn said to Sarah. "It is different, and that difference makes both of us stronger when we work together." "And your collective consciousness isn't something to fear," Sarah replied. "It's beautiful when it's based on choice instead of force." High Counselor Drimwin arrived with a full diplomatic escort. His skin showing patterns Sarah had never seen before, deep gold mixed with silver and blue that seemed to shift like flowing water. "Commander Chen," he said formally, "the High Council has witnessed what happened today through Princess Zerilyn's telepathic connection. We understand now that your actions came from something we had not considered, free choice to help others without expecting reward. Your Highness," Sarah said to Princess Zerilyn, "I want to formally accept the life loan." Everyone looked shocked. The princess's skin flashed white with surprise. "But not as your ancient law defines it," Sarah continued. "I accept it as a partnership between equals. Your life is linked to mine not because you owe me a debt, but because we choose to work together for something bigger than either of us alone." Princess Zerilyn smiled, her skin showing colors that seemed to dance with joy. "And I accept this new understanding, not as a servant to a master, but as a partner to a friend." Dremwin's skin showed thoughtful purple patterns. "This changes everything. If the life loan can become a bond of chosen cooperation rather than forced servitude, then maybe both our peoples can learn new ways to connect," Sarah finished. 6 months later, the Veltari-Human Alliance had become the strongest partnership in known space. The life loan tradition had evolved into something new, a ceremony, where beings from different species could choose to link their efforts for mutual benefit. Sarah remained as the human ambassador to Veltar, working alongside Princess Zerilyn to explore how their different ways of thinking could solve problems neither species could handle alone. And sometimes when the challenges were really difficult, they would briefly merge their consciousness again, thinking as one while remaining individuals. It was the best of both worlds, human independence and Veltari unity, working together by choice. The galaxy was changing, one partnership at a time.